Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to introduce you to some of the most delicious examples of Turkish street desserts. Sweets like lokma, tulumba, and baklava are not only an essential part of Turkish cuisine but also of our culture. In this video, we'll explore how each of these desserts is made and what ingredients are used. If you're ready, let's dive into this sweet journey. Halka dessert, history, preparation, and key tips. 1. The origin of Halka dessert. Halka dessert is a traditional, syrup-soaked dessert that has been passed down from Ottoman cuisine to the present day. It also has different versions in the Middle East and the Balkans, and is especially popular as a street food in Turkey. Loved for its crispy texture and rich syrup, Halka dessert is made by frying dough in hot oil and then soaking it in cold syrup. During the Ottoman period, Halka dessert was consumed both at palace feasts and among the general public. Today, it is widely available in pastry shops, dessert stores, and from street vendors. 2. Ingredients and preparation of Halka dessert. Halka dessert is made with simple ingredients but requires careful preparation. Here are the essential ingredients. For the dough, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of water, 1 tablespoon of semolina, 1 tablespoon of starch, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vinegar for extra crispiness, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of butter. For the syrup, 2 cups of granulated sugar, 1.5 cups of water, a few drops of lemon juice. For frying, a large amount of vegetable oil. Preparation steps. 1. Preparing the syrup. Boil the water and sugar together, then add a few drops of lemon juices. Let it simmer for 10 minutes, then set it aside to cool. 2. Preparing the dough. Boil water and butter in a saucepan, then add flour, semolina, and starch while stirring. Once the dough comes together, remove it from the heat. After cooling slightly, add baking powder and vinegar, then knead the dough. 3. Shaping the rings. Place the dough into a piping bag with a star-shaped nozzle and create ring shapes. 4. Frying and soaking in syrup. Fry the rings in hot oil until golden brown. Immediately transfer the hot rings into the cold syrup and let them soak for a few minutes. 3. Key tips for Halka dessert. The dough consistency should be balanced, otherwise it may absorb too much oil or lose its shape. The oil must be very hot for frying to achieve a crispy texture. The syrup should be cold while the dessert is hot to maintain its crunch. Adding vinegar to the dough enhances crispiness. Hut 4. Variations of Halka dessert. Halka dessert is prepared differently across Turkey. Istanbul style, thinner and lighter, usually without semolina. Gaziantep style contains semolina and has a denser syrup. Aegean style, less syrupy and lighter in texture. Similar desserts exist in other cultures, such as zalabia in the Arab world and loukoumades in Greece. 5. Nutritional value of Halka dessert. Halka dessert is a high-calorie treat. A 100-gram serving contains approximately 400 to 500 calories. Due to its high carbohydrate and fat content, excessive consumption is not recommended. A healthier version can be made by reducing sugar or baking instead of frying. 6. Conclusion. Halka dessert is a delicious treat that has been enjoyed since the Ottoman era. With its crispy exterior and soft interior, it remains a popular dessert. When prepared with the right techniques, it achieves the perfect consistency. Today, it continues to be a beloved street dessert in Turkey. Tash Kadif, a traditional dessert. Tash Kadif is a popular dessert in Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cuisines. Made from a yeasted dough, it is filled with walnuts or cheese, deep-fried and soaked in syrup. It has a crispy exterior and soft interior. Filling. The fillings for Tash Kadif are typically walnuts, cheese, hazelnuts, or pistachios. The most common filling is a mix of crushed walnuts, sugar, and cinnamon. Tash Kadif is especially popular during Ramadan in regions like Hatay and Gaziantep. Lokma dessert. History, preparation, and cultural significance. 1. The origin of Lokma dessert. Lokma dessert is a traditional sweet with roots in the Ottoman Empire that has spread to different regions. It is commonly prepared in the Middle East and the Balkans, and in Turkey it is a very popular dessert. The name Lokma comes from the small, bite-sized pieces of the dessert, which are meant to be consumed in one bite. In the Ottoman period, lokma was often consumed by the people and at royal feasts. Over time, it became not only a treat for special occasions, but also a daily favorite. Today, lokma is commonly served soaked in syrup and is a favorite street food. 2. Ingredients and preparation of lokma dessert. Lokma dessert is made with simple ingredients but requires attention to detail in preparation. Here are the essential ingredients. For the dough, was 1 cup of warm water, 1 packet of fresh yeast or 1 teaspoon of dry yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and ½ cup of vegetable oil, 1/2 cup of yogurt, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of flour approximately, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. For the syrup, 3 cups of water, 2.5 cups of sugar, a few drops of lemon juice. For frying, vegetable oil, abundant for deep frying. Preparation steps. 1. Preparing the dough. Add sugar and yeast to warm water and mix, letting the yeast activate for 10 minutes. Then add vegetable oil, yogurt and salt and stir well. Gradually add flour and baking powder to form a soft dough. Cover the dough and let it rise for 1 hour, allowing it to double in size. 2. Preparing the syrup. Place sugar and water in a pot and bring to a boil. Add a few drops of lemon juice and simmer for 10 minutes. Let the syrup cool. 3. Frying the lokma. Once the dough has risen, use a teaspoon to scoop small portions and roll them into balls. Fry the dough balls in hot oil until golden brown. Immediately transfer them to the cooled syrup and let them soak for 1 to 2 minutes. Ensure the lokmas are not soaked for too long to avoid excess syrup. Four. Serving. Lokma is served hot after absorbing the syrup. It can be served with ice cream or clotted cream. Key tips for lokma dessert. Allow the dough enough time to rise. It should double in size before frying. The oil should be hot enough for frying to ensure the lokma turns crispy and light. The syrup should be cold while the lokma is hot for optimal soaking. Make sure the lokmas are uniform in size to ensure even cooking. 4. Cultural significance and variations of lokma dessert. Lokma dessert is significant not only for its flavor, but also for its cultural meaning. In the Ottoman Empire, lokma was traditionally distributed during religious holidays and important events. Today, it continues to be offered during weddings, funerals, and charitable acts. Lokma is not only made in Turkey, but also in countries like Greece, Syria, Lebanon, Albania, and even Italy. In Turkey, there are regional variations. For example, in the Aegean region, lokma is made thinner and crispier, while in the Mediterranean it is softer and less crunchy. Hash of 5. Nutritional value and health considerations. Lokma is a high-calorie dessert due to its sugar and oil content. A 100-gram serving of lokma contains approximately 300 to 350 calories. Due to its high sugar and fat content, it is best consumed in moderation. However, a healthier version of lokma can be made by reducing sugar and oil or baking instead of frying. The dessert can also be made with different fillings or flavored syrups to suit personal preferences. 6. Conclusion. Lokma dessert is one of the traditional and beloved desserts of Turkish cuisine. It is valuable both for its preparation and its cultural significance. This sweet, soaked in syrup with its crispy exterior and soft interior, is loved by people of all ages. Today, lokma continues to be a cherished dessert, enjoyed not only on special occasions but also as an everyday treat. Turkish street desserts are not only delicious, but also an integral part of cultural heritage. Tulumba is a crispy dessert soaked in syrup, well known for its crunchy exterior. ŞamTatlısı is another popular sweet made from thin dough and dipped in syrup, often consumed during Ramadan. Lokma consists of small round dough balls, fried and then soaked in syrup, commonly sold by street vendors. Kadayıf is made from thin strands of dough, filled with walnuts or pistachios and soaked in syrup. ŞamTatlısı is a syrupy, thin dough-based dessert, loved as a street treat. Kalburabastı is a dessert filled with walnuts and soaked in syrup, requiring a bit more skill to prepare. Baklava is one of the most famous Turkish sweets, made from thin layers of pastry filled with walnuts, pistachios or hazelnuts and soaked in syrup. These desserts are typically served fresh and hot on the streets, reflecting the rich dessert culture of Turkish cuisine. Thank you for watching our video. I hope the Turkish street desserts we've explored have inspired you to try them in your own kitchen. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. See you in the next video and enjoy your cooking.